He fired his laser. A green bolt 2 feet long erupted from its muzzle, then whizzed and crackled as it disappeared into the sky. "How about some cowboys and Indians?" He whooped a war cry, then fired the laser at Tom. The bolt hit Tom in the face, tearing his head off and tossing it away like a wadded junk food wrapper. His lifeless body slumped to the ground. "Tom? Tom!" Brett ran to the body. Its blood oozed into the sand. "Tom, it was only a joke." Words flowed like a jet stream across the sky. Player 1 has 2 lives remaining. Game continues. Tom's head and body disappeared. Then he was standing beside Brett again. His brand-new face glared. "Shoot me, will you?" A sudden green flash exploded in Brett's face. His nose smoked and flipped over his forehead. Then the world went tar black again. It came back just in time for him to see the words, "Player 2 has 2 lives remaining. Game continues." Brett was about to run his sword through Tom's chest when more words streaked above him. "This is Willie. You two have no hope of making it to the next level if you keep killing each other. The key to this game is working together." "Work together at what?" Tom asked. "What are we supposed to do?" "To win the game, you must destroy Rodomonte. To complete this level, you must reach the mountains. You have 2 obstacles here: fire rivers and buzzbugs." "What are buzzbugs?" Brett asked. "You'll know them when you see them. You'd better get started." "Right. Let's go." Tom jogged off toward the mountains. Brett followed more cautiously. He liked to know what he was up against, and in this game he had no idea. It confused him. He kept thinking that it wasn't a game at all. There were no screens, buttons, or joystick controls, just an entirely different world. The wind shoved him like a bully and kicked sand into his face. The sword hilt was slick with sweat and heavy in his hand. A red, smoking line appeared on the horizon. Tom stopped when he reached it and looked back. "A fire river!" he called. Brett joined him. Red flame licked the craggy banks. Lava flowed in scalding ripples. Its heat on his face felt like sunburn. "So what do we do?" "We jump it." "I can't jump that. That's 18 feet easy." Tom snorted. "You're afraid to try." "Not really." Brett stared down into the glowing current. "It looks so real, doesn't it?" "It's a game," Tom said, "and I'm not afraid of a game." "Tom..." "Just do as I do." Tom walked back 15 yards, planted his feet, then sprinted for the river. His arms pumped. The sword and pistol barrel whooshed in the air. When he reached the fiery bank, he jumped. He almost made it to the far side. Almost. "Brett, help me!" Tom hung by his fingertips from a crag, his feet 2 inches above the flames and doing their best to scramble higher. "What am I supposed to do?" "Something! Anything!" As Brett watched, one hand slipped loose, then the other. Tom dropped, screaming, into the flames. His body, all red and bubbled, boiled up once to the surface, then was gone. Player 1 has 1 life remaining. Game continues. "All right." Tom, whose body was as good as new, was standing beside Brett again. "We'll do it your way." They followed the river parallel to the mountains. 3 minutes into their hike, the banks drew together. Brett could have waded across in 3 steps if it hadn't been lava. "You were right," Tom admitted. "This won't take more than a 10-foot jump." "See what happens when you use your head?" Brett leaped the river and landed 5 feet beyond the far bank. Tom joined him. On their trek to the mountains, Brett kept waiting to run into an invisible wall. The game room was only so big. He wondered if the floor rolled back like a treadmill.